Good morning, good morning. You're watching the Green Dream Project, Jim here. And if you saw our last video, you seen us lay the first course of bags down at the bottom, which is very exciting. But that doesn't mean the work is over. It means we're just getting started. It's gonna be a lot of work, it's gonna be a lot of dirt. So after we got finished laying all those bags, I started up right away again, sifting more material. I got a bunch here ready to go, looking good. I just started clearing out this area full of stuff I dug out from the pit. That way we can expand our sifted material a good portion away around the edge of the pit here. That'll give us a little breathing room, a little extra storage space for sifted material. And then, the more we can get sifted, the more we can keep filling. That's basically simple. So today, I need to lay the pipe for our rainwater harvesting tank. Everything's got to go in ahead of time. Everything's got to be planned. So I'll be putting the pipe in there before we start placing the second row of bags. Super important. Deep in the trenches, y'all. Okay, so right now, I'm doing some preliminary measurements. And I just want to see where things are going to get laid out. So I'm going to be putting a pipe through here. I'm going to be placing a valve just slightly outside of the tank, mainly for emergency purposes, emergency shutoff. So what my thinking is here, I'm going to leave 6 inches going out into the tank, and that's probably going to get cut, but 6 inches for right now, and then coming 4 feet outside the tank. Start with my purple primer. Now I don't want any brakes on me because this piping is super important, because once it's installed, I want to set it and forget it. So using every precaution I can and making sure this is tight. No leaks, no breaks. That's what we're going for. All right, now that I got everything glued up, I'm just gonna I know for sure I gotta clear out the dirt there in the middle. I'll probably push it off to the sides or something so that I can level out and make sure the pipe is slightly downslope. I'm just gonna have it slightly go down toward the house, ever so slightly. All right, I'm about to start making another tool. This one's very simple, but necessary. You'll see what it is coming up real soon. Okay, so originally I was gonna have this 3 feet by 2 feet, and I thought the better coverage might be a good thing. But I talked to her, I talked to the person that probably mostly be using it. I wanted to get her input. You wanted a little bit smaller, you thought it might be easier to handle. You really only need this square surface to cover the bottom of the bag. So I'm just going to cut another foot off of this, and then I think this should be good to go. Or, well, it'll be pretty close. Got ourselves a little 2x2 piece of sheet metal. So I think what I'm going to do here is use pliers here and just bend up the edge to give a little bit extra grip. I think that's going to work real nice. All right, we're about to start the second course of our Earthbag Cistern. You ready, girl? Yeah! Wait, hang on. Let's do this again. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's still pretty early in the morning. All right, we're about to knock this out. Course number 2. Let's get it done. Woo! Dang, we're getting all this on film, don't worry.
What?
All right, so how far are we at now?
We're close to 3/4 of the way done.
Almost 3/4 of the way done. But when we started this day, what did you notice? Hold that thought. Let's take them down to the bags. So you were coming around here with the pole compass, right? You didn't like what you saw, did you?
I was finding that the inside surface of the bags were not lining up with our pole compass arm.
Obviously, the closer you can get this structure into a nice round shape, the more structurally sturdy it's going to be. You want it round. Round is sound. At first, I think we were thinking of like trying to shove them in, right?
Yeah, that would have been
Darn near impossible. These things are heavy, and not only that, but they've been tamped solid.
And that probably would have been a bad idea anyway. Since they already are compacted and starting to dry, we don't want to disturb them too much.
What are we doing to correct this?
We're correcting the subsequent layers, and if they are off significantly, we'll just kind of shift them gradually as we go up.
So we'll just bring them in incrementally. That shouldn't be that big of an issue.
But it's really tricky because the problem is they're different width after you tamp them. So, and we didn't really know what that difference is with these bags. Now we know, now that we've done a whole course.
We were seeing like a 3-inch shift.
We'll have to place the bags 1.5 inches further than what our bracket is set at for the tamped width.
Did you get that? So that was an issue. Let's take you through a couple other issues we've had. One, you weren't crazy about this thing, were you?
I think this is a really nice compass. It's pretty simple to put together and it's very sturdy, but there was nothing keeping the pole arm into this piece. So it kept sliding out. It was kind of frustrating.
And then who did she come to with her frustration? She came to this guy right here. She's like, this keeps sliding out. Can you do something about that? I finally did. After it slid out, and she gave me the nastiest look. I was up there, and I almost got knocked back. I was like, "Gah!" Needless to say, I put in a roofing screw in there. I think it worked like a charm. All right, last but not least, this is called a slider. I started off, and I was thinking, I saw this slider in the book, and I'm thinking, hey, bigger the better. More area coverage, more protection. In practice, it was a whole nother thing. It just was just too large and unwieldy for you.
It was flopping around. The walls here are round, and we got this big square piece of metal.
So we cut this down again, and now how's it working out for you?
It's great. It really only needs to cover the bottom of the bag so that the bottom of the bag isn't sticking to the barbed wire. You know, this is smaller, it's lighter, and it's easier for me to maneuver. It just makes it a lot easier.
Some of these things you can only learn by just
by doing it.
Trial and error, using it and using the tools and seeing how best they work for you. And they can always be modified should you need to.
Yeah, this morning was a little rough going, rough start.
It's just all full of rough starts, isn't it?
But I think it should be easier from this point forward.
Maybe we went a little too fast, and then we ended up making a mistake. Not a crucial mistake, I don't think, but it's definitely something that could have been avoided had we maybe just taken our time, realized that we're rookies to this whole thing, and maybe just taking a little bit more time. I think that's what we're doing today. Just going a little bit slower, making sure everything's looking real nice.
Accurate.
Accurate. All right, ready to get back to it?
Yes.
that.
Thanks, Mom. Oh, no. I have no nectar for you.
So we got another huge storm rolling in. We'd like to be out here getting more progress done on this, but it's just a no-go with the rain. Hopefully the cistern holds up. We could be getting a decent amount of rain, but we'll take it. It'll fill up all the water we used for so far for this build. Oh, it's coming down. It's coming down. It's been raining pretty much non-stop here all day. It's crazy. We're getting that overflow again. Check that out. Man, and it's days like this where I think about how much I've seen that pipe overflow, how much water we could have collected. So it'll be nice once this cistern is built. We shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. I'm concerned about the bottom of the cistern. We got the 2 courses down. We got that tarp down. I'm afraid it's going to end up looking like a pool. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of water collecting at the bottom of there. I hope we'll be able to work down there soon after the rains, but we'll see. Hopefully the bags hold up. More than likely they're gonna get kind of soft, so I don't know if we'll be able to start laying bags right on there or if we're gonna have to wait a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Well, good morning. The storm last night was outrageous. Way more rain than I thought we were gonna get. Good morning time.
How much rain do you think we got?
You got the total? What was the grand total?
Almost an inch. It was 9/10.
9/10 of an inch. Almost an inch of rain with last night's storm. It's crazy. So I haven't checked our Earthbag Rainwater harvesting cistern yet. I'm gonna bring you along and then we'll check it out at the same time. Oh, well, you know what? This isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. You know, there's some standing water. There's definitely some puddles in here, but I mean, almost not any worse than what's on the ground up here. Yeah, it's gonna take a little while for it to all kind of drain out and evaporate, but overall, I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, these bags are definitely squishy. But the good thing is everything looks pretty good. Everything looks intact still. And honestly, this could be a good thing. From what I've heard, these bags, they can get wet. And if they do, they can actually dry harder than they were initially. But I don't know if this is gonna hold us back. I don't know how long it's gonna take for these to kind of solidify a little more, I mean, we might want that before we start putting the next layer on. Keep our fingers crossed and wish us luck as we try and keep building on from here. We'll catch you in the next video.